Hi guys. So recently, a while back, Poonam Pandey had faked her death, and it was probably because she was spreading awareness on cervical cancer. And लोगों ने कहा this is a PR stunt. Now, is PR only for celebrities? What does this word mean? Today, we are going to find out that and more. Hello, and welcome to the Fashion Scoop. I'm Priyanka, and today we have Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
She is the founder of Stanley Communications. I was just asking her what Stanley means, and probably she'll tell you that on her own. And we have Shivani, who is the founder of a brand called ANI Clothing. Did I get it right this time?
Yes. Hi.
Okay, great. So, hi, Shivani, and hi, Jessica.
Hello. Lovely to be here. Very excited.
Yes. Okay, so what are you
Likewise.
guys wearing?
So I'm quite in this denim on denim sort of vibe nowadays. I think
lovely.
quad sets are the
Future.
easiest.
Yeah, easiest,
Yeah.
especially for summers and all. Even I'm wearing one which has like a skirt and like this thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's
You
pretty
don't have
chill.
to use your brain.
Yeah, you don't. It's already paired for you. Okay, so you guys were telling that you have coordinated on even your watches somehow. How did that happen?
Organically.
Yeah.
I think great minds think alike.
Nice.
I think they do. And I think you and I have a lot of very similar style.
Style and everything and it's been a very long relationship now. it's
So how
been
long
growing.
do you guys know each other?
5 years?
Yeah. So
5
when I
years.
started the brand, the first person I spoke to was her.
Okay.
And I did not her brothers are very close to me, and I knew that she's the right person, and she said, Jessica Didi, please help me, Jessica Didi, please help me. And well, that's how it's got us here now. It's like 4.5 years
Yeah.
later.
And actually, it's
Lovely.
commendable because it was peak COVID that time. It's 2020.
Yeah.
And the lockdown had just happened. So when she called me up, and that was a very uncertain time.
Yeah.
Brands were shutting down.
Yeah, brands are shutting down. And this girl calls me up and says, I want to start a brand. So I was a little hesitant.
A lot of
But
brands started also at that point.
yeah, but this was quite early in the
This was
lockdown when
you
she
were
called.
literally when there was the flights were banned, and the first month of March, April, where people were literally now we're going to sit at our homes. And when they didn't even know how serious COVID is going to be, this
Yeah.
was that time. And then I was like, let's do something different. And I was still in college.
Okay.
I was not even close to being graduated.
Yes. So she called, and that was the start of the work from home culture.
Yeah.
So all of us girls got onto it, and here we
Yes.
are today. 4.5 years of amazing, amazing work done by her.
Lovely.
Us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, I'm from media, Jessica is a PR person and Shivani is the client. yeah. So you
A
have-
sweet client.
Okay, a sweet client. So, we have all the three in the house, and today we are going to learn about how this relation exactly works because in the fashion space, this is pretty important.
Very.
Yes. So, you tell me, what does a PR exactly do?
Okay, so now if you go into the real Google meaning of PR, it's in the most basic language, it's creating a perception about a brand, a personality, a product. It's we are the mediators who are going to put forward the perception the consumer will have. So let's say in the fashion space in today's time, PR is very widespread. You have your media where you come from. We reach out to
Yeah.
journalists like you. And today's world, influencers are bigger than anything. You have influencers and you have influential personalities, etc. We work with celebrities. We get them sourcings. We get them opportunities to work with the brand. And you work on collaborations, events. So the works. So when we talk about the fashion space, a PR person or a PR agency is required to build those relations and be the middle person with all of these third parties, from celebrities to influencers to media, and make sure your product, your new collections, your brand identity is put forward in the right way. So let's say without us, not a lot can happen.
Things are going to crumble down without them.
Yeah, and when I say not us, I don't mean an agency per se, because PR works both ways. You have people in-house working for you, you have agencies. So, but PR or marketing is the most essential tool to put forward any communication to your potential consumer.
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
So, she explained it really well, and you are from the brand side or the client side. So, what do you look in while selecting a PR firm? what do you technically look at? I mean, I know that you trusted her before and this that, but essentially, what would a brand want?
So it completely depends brand to brand. I, as everyone says, I'm a very different kind of a person to work with because I usually try and do what other brands are not doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So where their role gets involved, like, I tell them, okay, this, no. Now tell us what we can do. I don't tell them like what should we do. I just tell them what we should not do.
Okay.
And then they come up with new ideas. And it's personally reaching out to influencers, celebrities is amazing. It's fun. But if you do not have a middleman in the middle again, so it's just the amount of bandwidth it takes from coordinating deliveries and even coordinating their selections, the sizes. They know it, like they know like, okay, like this person would fit into this, like with the eyes shut. Versus if I have to tell someone from my team, I have to explain them further, etc., etc. So it's just, again, not necessarily an agency, even a person who has experience would be my pick. And
it.
in this industry, I feel like people perceive it as a big industry, but it's kind of the opposite. It's a super small industry.
Yeah, it's a very small industry.
Yeah.
I agree.
There are
yeah.
few players in the market, I would say now.
Now,
Especially, and it's in... before COVID, there were many more because that's when, so I started back in 2017. And then also, I wouldn't say many, but you can literally count them within 10, the top players.
Yeah.
And now it's come down to top 5. Because
Wow.
somehow a lot of companies have shut down. And not just, I'm not talking about like new companies. I'm talking about companies that were like 15 years old and 17 years old.
Okay.
So this sort of, there's a flip side to this industry as well, where your mental bandwidth after a few years is just like, God
I
save
am
me.
actually going to talk about that. So before that, tell me ki, how do you deal with competition? I'm pretty sure that both of you guys have like a lot of competition, right? Like, there are so many PR firms, there are so many brands that are coming up. So what do you essentially do?
So
What's your strategy?
I do not. Again, it's a very debatable topic, but I do not believe in competition at all.
Okay.
I literally, since we both are here right now, I have been after their life lesson, I want to collaborate. Like, I feel like I've said this multiple times that I want to replace the word competition with collaboration because, especially in the clothing industry, if a person's buying clothes from Zara, it's not that they will not buy from H&M or Forever New, etc., etc. It's how you just need to be confident enough in your product,
Yeah.
in your quality. And I feel like, when you go to an exhibition, for example, if one customer had to shop from one person only, why would there be 100 brands in that exhibition?
That's a nice take.
I feel like it's a myth, competition. Like, if there are brands starting out, I reach out to them and listen, if you need help, let me know. There are so many brands who I feel like, I want to help you out. Don't make the mistakes. Don't waste your money in things that I've wasted my money in. And at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's competition. I feel like, again, it's a very small family of people, whether it is influencers, whether they are PR agencies. Now, there are events where everyone are coming up together. We were planning to do Ani's first event, and I was like, guys, I need brand owners over there. Like, I wanna build a community. I wanna build like a family, and just speak to them and just listen to them and learn from their experiences and share my experiences with them.
Lovely. So if you are opening your brand, reach out to Shivani. She'll help you out.
For sure.
And to Jessica, she'll
Yes,
also help
what,
you out.
what Shivani just said, when we come to the fashion industry per se, I think there's such a breath of fresh air. People want to collaborate. We're seeing brands in the same segment collaborate with each other. Like you said, events, right? Now, events is the perfect example. Now, an influencer today, if you start thinking about competition, they are each other's biggest competition. But trust me, there are cliques and friendships within these influencer gangs. And you literally see them coming in and going out of events together where literally they're supporting each other, clicking each other's pictures. But when we come to, let's say, PR, I wouldn't say there isn't competition. And I'm quite little unaffected by competition because I feel like, how can I control what someone else is doing? It's not like if I didn't wish for them to have this brand, that wish will come true, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like to put my energies into things that I have no control over. What I have control over is what I'm doing, how hard I can work, and how well as a team we can be different from what every other brand is doing. And I think with God's grace, we have built that for ourselves, and we do come in the top. I wouldn't say the number, but like the top somewhere, because I think especially in PR, you have to be really consistent, you have to be very persistent, and you have to shine for a very long time for people to take you seriously, because
And to trust you.
Because you know, when I used to explain my team this, I used to say, take it like this: a person's trusting you with their baby. This is their baby.
Literally.
You are
Yes.
putting in money, energy, time, investment, everything into it, and then saying, here you go, I will trust this person to be able to communicate that. So I think I have a lot riding on my shoulders and us as a team to really worry about competition.
Yeah.
Lovely, nice answer. So talking about collaborations, tell me like one memorable collaboration or any collaboration that changed the game completely for you guys.
You know, I'm somehow not able to think of something really changed the game for me. But, you know, we recently worked with Kai, which is, Masoom Meenawala's brother.
She also released her new book.
Yes.
Have
I
you
was
guys read
supposed
it?
to go for the event, but I didn't.
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah. So, you know what? And I think I'm a fan of the brand. It's not trying to target a premium customer or a super luxury customer. They say we're mass. They're very happy with it. And what they've done is they've picked out about 7 to 8 young, cool, untapped designers and come up with certain pieces with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that was really,
Really nice,
cool. I
yeah.
think it's such a good way. And these are clothing designers. One was swimwear. One was Avishi Dayal Kalra,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
more into active wear and very cool, sort of like athleisure clothing.
Yeah, I remember a few
They did like a
collaborations.
series,
Yeah.
and I feel like Kai kind of like inspired me to collaborate with people, because I think they did like so many collabs. They did with Riya Kapoor, they did with Kresha Bajaj, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
So,
you're
it
right.
was like a footwear brand and clothing brand. Then Abhinav Mishra and Needle Dust came. You know, like there were so many interesting collaborations that like literally made me think, why can't a clothing brand and a clothing brand collaborate?
Yeah,
you know, nowadays when we sit in meetings with designers, now I won't take a name of a designer, but there's a designer of ours who's amazing with cocktail glam. And you know, we thought that in jewelry there's different price ranges. Of course, there's different target audiences who are buying your sets and necklaces. And personally, I'm a person who loves statement earrings and cocktail earrings. So why can't we come up with a collection for cocktail glam, for earrings, for rings, etc.? So I think the word collaboration has just begun.
Yeah.
We have a long, long way to go, and I think there's so much that can happen. I think the Roman Holy, which is what Bulgari did right now.
I'm going to ask you more about that.
Just to put it there, because I spent so many hours sitting with Lucia and, you know, JCB, who was the creative writer and CEO from Bulgari, and the entire concept and the collection was called a Roman Holy. Now, if you think about it, it's a global iconic brand collaborating with the essence of a country, right?
Yeah.
So what could be better than that?
Of course. Okay, so before I move on, when we talk about this Bulgari event, you went to the Ambani household for it. Give us juice. What was inside? How was it inside, like the Ambani's place?
Oh, it was actually beautiful. I think everyone's asked me this question, and I think what I said was, you know, when you go into that house, you already have certain expectations.
They exceeded.
So they exceeded, but you're not suddenly like, wow, what did I enter into? Because you're already expecting it to be grander. But, you know, coming to the Roman Holy and how they adapted it, I think it was the most beautiful way that everything was, you know. So you entered, and what they have is they have a separate entrance which is into their grand ballroom. Like you can see a Leela Palace within the Ambani home. And, you know, we had a showcase of all the iconic Bulgari products. And while cocktails were going on, and then suddenly these massive, huge doors open, and you enter the most gorgeous outdoor space with like the largest Buddha and a singer performing. And the food that we were served was authentic Marwari Indian food.
Nice. So it was all vegetarian.
It was all no onion garlic, vegetarian. My husband was super happy about it. He was just like obsessed with
So he's vegetarian?
No, he's not, but he's just obsessed with the Marwari culture. And it was like...
And you're Punjabi?
I'm a Sardar. So I was like, you can't trick me after I've gotten married to you. So, you know, it was such a beautiful take on that Indian cuisine. The most gorgeous, Rajasthani thali was served to us.
Wow.
So, you know, when we think of fine dining, we don't think of like heavy Indian, which completely changed. It was so well done. I think the guests, like the hosts, Isha, Radhika and Shloka Ambani, were the most gracious hosts. And it was just a wow moment to be there.
I'm sure it must have been. Yeah, but when you're talking about
Yeah.
Indian cuisine, like there are a lot of Michelin star restaurants. I think there's one, I don't remember where it is, but they are also trying to promote this whole that, good food doesn't mean that it has to be like non-vegetarian.
Yeah.
It can also have like different elements. So that game is really changing.
I have those pictures, and honestly, like like in my phone, but exactly like you said, it was vegetarian, but possibly the best Indian meal that I've had. Versus what a lot of people think is Indian food is more tikkas and your butter chicken,
Yeah, exactly,
right?
huh.
So that totally changed the
Oh
game.
my God, did you see that fight between chicken tikka masala? Who has the
Yes.
best
Yeah,
chicken tikka
of course,
masala?
everyone's seen it.
No, it was a butter chicken
Butter
fight.
chicken.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
think someone
yeah.
from UK tweeted in the middle saying, you guys can fight about the
Ha,
butter chicken.
it's
We
ours,
invented
ha.
chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
No, there was
Crazy.
another reel in which like they blindfolded someone and then they were like, taste these Indian dishes. And then when they tasted it, they couldn't tell whether they are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, which is bizarre because like how can you not tell the difference between non-veg and veg?
Was it in the same gravy? A lot of bad places do that. They have
Yeah.
one gravy
So-
and they put paneer
But
in
no,
that. They
not
put
just
chicken.
bad
Places,
places.
yeah, like it's
Even
a trick.
5-star, 7-star hotels. If you like, I was talking to a chef the other day because this friend of mine came up with a question. No, butter chicken is made fresh every day. Na? I'm like, you're mistaken if you think your butter chicken is made fresh
They're
every
like
day.
dal ek din pehle pura bana rahe ho, but butter chicken needs to be
So the
made
chef
fresh.
said you have one brown sauce, one like your makhni sauce, and one more sauce, and that only is adapted to vegetarian and non-vegetarian.
My God, that's bad. Yeah, about this, like, what is this water bug that's going on? Tell us, because I'm also sick. You were also
Yes,
sick
I've been sick
yesterday.
for about a
Everyone's
couple of
stomachs is,
weeks
like,
now.
They're messed up right now.
It's only in Delhi or like
What I've heard is it's a water bug. So what we've been told is to avoid your taps and get your taps cleaned and filtered because the filters also get dirty for
yeah.
the ROs at home.
Yeah.
correct.
I
Good.
know how we've gone from like butter
Yeah.
chicken to water.
From fashion to PR to butter chicken to water.
That's what this podcast is. We talk about everything.
No, that's
It's
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were earlier talking about influencer marketing and things like that. So how important has influencer marketing actually become? Like I know it like every other influencer, like is getting these collaborations and gigs, and like of course like people are seeing them and buying stuff also. So what actually made this so relevant?
When I go back to my first internship or my first job, and I often tell this story, literally what PR meant was only media, only traditional ways of PR, and events was also something new at that time. This is talking about 2015.
Okay.
And I could really remember those 3-4 influencers I'd ever heard about. And that time Instagram was not a thing. What has boosted more than anything has been COVID.
Okay.
I still remember when COVID happened, my parents used to ask me, what are you so busy with all the time? No one's working. And I used to always tell them that our work is always going on as normal, because what happened is when the world was shut physically, there was a constant need for instant gratification going on that time, where people were purchasing, people were shopping, people were buying, and people were indulging into things just to for the feel good factor.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at home. What shall I do?
Also, I remember everybody was cooking, okay?
Yeah, everyone
a
was
lame
cooking,
person
yeah.
like me who can't cook at all, I just know one Maggie, and there was this, what, Dalgona coffee?
The Dalgona
Dalgona
coffee,
coffee, something.
yeah.
Everybody
There
was
were
making
few
that,
these trends,
yeah.
But I still remember doing these umpteen number of campaigns, from a Dyson to a Steve Madden to God knows what all.
And on FaceTime.
Yeah,
Imagine, not a professional shoot, on literally FaceTime.
And people were purchasing like anything. Coming to 2024, I think the world of PR does not exist without influencers. I can say for now, and at least the next 5 years. And I think they're super relevant. And FYI to everyone watching this, I'm not an influencer, but I work with hundreds of them, and it's not easy being one. So please
Yeah,
be kind.
it's not easy
Please be
being
kind
one.
to them, because
Yeah.
while the job looks very easy on Instagram, it's one of the hardest jobs. But when we talk about brands, I think without going a lot into it, just one advice of mine would be, what works for an ANI Clothing might not work for even
XYZ.
And I think my biggest problem with the industry at this point of time is that there are these top 20 influencers, and in their segment, right? But every brand just wants to collaborate with them.
Yeah.
What they don't understand is, does their audience work for my brand, for my price point, for my demographic, for my buyer? are they like, we don't even think, are they buying homegrown or just luxury, right? They say, okay, I will spend these 8 lakh rupees just to get that brand name. So I think that's just a thought.
That's
people
where you
should-
need the PR.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem. Like Shivani again said, you're putting your hard-earned money into this, so just don't put it for the sake of it. Figure out your KPIs, figure out your ROIs from that influencer. But yes, I think influencers are the biggest voices and ambassadors in today's time. And a lot of different diversities of influencers. Entrepreneurs are the biggest influencers today. We have people who are doing podcasts are the biggest influencers today. So influence doesn't just need to be, please
It's
buy
not
this.
limited to this one sector.
It doesn't need for me to shout, okay, hi, I'm wearing this denim set, buy this. It's more of an organic influence also. So I think for everyone out there, broaden your thinking and broaden your outreach when you're thinking about influencers.
True. And like you said, that being a content creator or even being in the fashion industry is not easy. Okay, there's this
at
myth
all.
going on that people just think outside of the industry that, they just have to wear like 10 different
No.
clothes,
No,
get
no,
one
no, no,
picture
no, no,
clicked
no, no,
over.
no, no,
That's
no,
not
no.
how it works.
Literally,
Tell us how hard it is.
It is insanely hard. My team, if they watch this, they're gonna laugh it off. Everyone's like, Shivani, make your profile public. Make your profile. She has told me that
I tell her and myself, and we both don't
and
do
I
it.
was like, I just can't, because I go to office not wearing my typical pantsuit or like something like this. I go in my chappals, in my sports shoes,
Yeah.
with my literally like the most comfiest clothing ever, because first of all, we're dealing with labor class, okay? We're dealing with no fan or AC areas on the terrace or like outside. We're testing swatches, we're in the labs. It is not as glamorous as it seems. Even with fashion weeks, people at the backstage, if you go, it's I can't, like, literally, I'm speechless.
So you
right now.
have showcased in with some fashion week, right?
Yes, we did it in Paris and New York Fashion Week. But literally what Jessica spoke about right now, I just want to say a few things about that when we started off with influencers, she said a bang on thing that during COVID, it was the beginning of the influencer industry. When we came up with the brand, there were not like paid collaborations, nothing. It was more like, we like this product. Can we create content in it? And I feel like, because I could not get a professional shoot done in the middle of COVID, I would want my audience to see it on people like our body types,
Yeah.
with our complexions, and to be able to relate it more on how it looks on them versus how it looks on a professional model, right?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I feel like that's how the influencer industry started off. How do those clothes look on organic people? And choices, a woman who does not have time to think about what to pair this with. Everyone has those Hermes Orans. Everyone has those statement luxury pieces, 2 or 3 of them. And they want to know, what can we style it with? How can we style it? So that's what influencers did for us. They styled those pieces from multiple brands, and they created a look, and they sold a look. And the audience got influenced.
And not just, like, I would say, I am one of the biggest Instagram shoppers, and
You really are.
I like, everyone tells me this, and people say you're one of those people who will message saying, I want it today. Because I'm like, and tying back to what you said, if this industry is hectic, when I started, my friends used to say, oh, your life is so good, you just have to dress up and go to an event. But trust me, and I think my team knows this, I don't have time to breathe from a 9 o'clock in the morning to a 9 o'clock at night. Yesterday, I
Yeah.
ordered a box of walk to walk for myself at 2 o'clock. I finished it at 12 o'clock. Because I used to have 2 bites. I used to enter a call or Zoom meeting. When I'm in the
Yeah.
car,
No,
I'm
it
finishing
happens. You
Zoom
forget
calls.
to,
You
sometimes
forget,
I forget to
yeah.
eat lunch because it's so hectic.
Like,
yeah.
day before yesterday, 6:30 was my first meal. And I'm telling my husband, I haven't gotten the time to eat, because if I order right now, I'll get late for my other Zoom call, and then that. I'm very, very grateful, so grateful, but understand we have to do this in the day, and then also show up with smiles at night at events and host everyone.
Yeah.
So if you're entering any of this industry, media, PR, fashion, the dedication that you need
is
is
You
unparalleled.
need a lot of passion for
And
this.
Jessica, I
yeah.
feel for that matter, even for influencers, it's not
Yeah.
easy. I mean, showing up to an event on the first day of your period is not easy.
Oh my
Dressing
God.
up,
Not at all.
wearing
Difficult.
an outfit that you have to wear, and we don't wear white. We would. But an influencer, if the brand has told them, listen, you have to wear, it's a collaboration, it's kind of a deal. Also, coming to that, it's become more of a business deal right now. Okay, and there are a very few influencers who have managed to stand out because now it's crowded. I'm not even afraid
Very
to say it
crowded.
on a public
Yeah,
platform
yeah.
that it is crowded. And Instagram has made it crowded. Definitely, even 15, 16-year-olds are influencing some
What 15? There are 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
I see babies, mothers make their
Yeah,
page and
yeah.
they're like some
Industry as a
influencers now.
whole
Yeah.
is
There are dog
blowing up.
influencers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's become a business deal in terms of, I feel like there are very few people who are not looking to not looking at the monetary part of it. That might be a smaller segment for them, and the bigger segment actually remains to influence people. But there are some people which is no offense, no problem, it's an amazing thing, it's a good idea, it's a good strategy. And if they are looking to earn money off it only, then I feel like the audience kind of
Audience is
recognizes that
very
eventually.
smart,
Yeah.
without taking any names as well. I really feel some influencers just lack positioning. And it hurts my soul as a PR person
Yeah.
because, you choose your niche. If you're mass, go into mass. If you're premium, go into
into
that. If you're
premium.
luxury,
Yeah.
then speak that. It can't
Don't be all over the place.
For like Jack Shivani said, for business deals today, I can't be like, today I'll promote like a Gucci example, and then tomorrow I'll be doing like a toothpaste.
Huh.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, and I get so angry.
You
and
have to cater to
frustrated.
your target audience.
Yeah, and first figure out who they are. Otherwise,
yeah.
you'll never build a community. Look, for them, it's a community. Or today, example, a House of Misu or a Sanjana Batra or a Masoom Meela. Why do you follow them? And you hear them not just for what they're selling. Masoom is the biggest example. She's selling you. Not, I wouldn't use the word selling, but she's talking about her life as a whole. How she's balancing as a new mother. What she eats to how her travel looks like. There's a lot of relatability, right?
Yeah.
You will want to watch her because you can relate to her.
Yeah.
Every time I see her son, and when she talks about it, the first thought comes into mind is, when I plan a baby, how will my life be?
Yeah.
So if you're not relatable to a certain audience, you'll never build a community. You'll never grow.
And there are so many new influencers who've actually built such a strong community. And they are so good. Whether luxury, whether mass, whatever. I feel like the biggest preconceived notion that brands have is ki, oh, iske to, like 100K plus followers and let's do it with them. No, even with someone of 3,000 followers or 4,000 followers, wears your product and has the right target audience.
Biggest
With-
myth,
with-
like
yeah.
Ishwani said, exactly.
And I just do not understand. So, again, not to say, just because I'm a brand, I'm not saying this for other brands, but I feel like founders are lacking knowledge. They think that we know it all. You don't know it all. When I entered the industry, I was like, oh, like I know it all. Ye karna hai. No, I realized it. Maybe
You learn a lot.
Maybe my team knows more than me. And that's why a brand and a company are two different things. What might work for me, I might like an influencer, but that might not suit my brand because it's a separate entity.
Yeah.
People think that meko pasand hai to brand ke liye bhi relatable hoega. No, I think it's not true. You are very different. I used to design clothes according to what I used to wear, what I would wear.
No,
That's how the brand literally
that
started.
shouldn't
will
be,
never
yeah,
work.
that'll never work.
And then, so touchwood, luckily it worked for me initially, and then I only got bored because now I'm like slowly that the brand transitions itself. It takes its own identity. It builds its own identity. It has its own audiences, which is not my audience.
Yeah.
No, totally. So, we're a team of 86 people in office. We're 86 girls. And I can tell you, within this 86 girls, if you do a focus group, everyone is consuming different influencers. Everyone's consuming different products. Everyone's way of consuming is so different. So exactly like you said, when brands are thinking, please think from a larger point of view. Think from a point of view of to who you're targeting, how are they consuming, where are they consuming, because there are different influencers, different platforms for everything now. So
Correct.
I think focus groups, really understanding where your products work well is super important. So don't jump the gun. First, research, be it PR, be it media, be it brands, is the number one point to do, and then you move forward, and then you build your strategies, and then you also keep revising your strategies. It's not like today, if this is working for me, only this will work for me. It's a very ever-growing dynamic industry that we're in right now.
Okay,
And
so
come up
brands
with-
and influencers be smart about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so a fun question. So you are from Parsons, and that's in New York, and you are from London
Yes.
School of Fashion, which is in London. Okay, so now
I know where this is heading.
yeah. Okay, so both of these schools are like immensely popular for fashion, and like they are at the top of their game. So now you tell me why your school is better than hers, and you tell me why your school is better than hers.
So I want
Give
to
me
go into why it's
Why,
better,
yeah.
but I actually had a fabulous time at London School of Fashion. I think the knowledge was so practical. I can never forget every day at 2 o'clock, we were given these chart papers and magazines and said, you have 30 minutes, design your campaign, do your SWOT analysis, and you have to present. And, every month or so, every 2 months, we used to go to our dream brand and pitch our campaign to them. I think the way that gave us that, in today in our lives also, when I'm talking to a client, I can't tell them, hi, let me think for some 24 hours and I'll come back to you. Yeah, I'll flesh out my idea and come back to you. But for your brain to start working instantly, and again, in my profession, I'm swapping from like a Pret-a-Manger to a Bulgari to a ANI Clothing to a Aqua de Parma in 2 minutes. Literally, I have calls within 5 minute gaps. That push to think, to be able to consume, to be able to put my thought forward, I learned at London School of Fashion, and I'm ever so grateful.
Okay, now you tell us.
So Parsons, again, I feel like it's two
Firstly, tell
different-
me how hard was it to get into the school?
It
It has a 4% acceptance rate, I
it
think.
was really hard, but I feel like like I did like everything career counseling, and the career counselor told me that listen, you're not going to get in with this portfolio. Take my drawing classes, and this is a story like everyone knows, whoever knows me, and I have a very weird ego that if someone says ki no Shivani, you can't do it with this, I'll be like, I will show you and I will do it with this. So when I got in with the same portfolio, I sent an email to that career counselor. Obviously I can't take a name, but a big well-renowned.
You were like, booyah.
Yeah, like so well
I win.
renowned. And I was like, hi, I just don't recommend you advising people specifically for Parsons because, well, I got in. And it was hard, but it wasn't that hard, to be very honest. It was just a very cool and fun way of how they gave the topic and the subject for admission, that you have to do this. So also the admission criteria differs for every course. So I always knew that I want to do fashion, and what I liked about Parsons is that first year, they taught me shoe design. They taught me graphic design. They taught me fashion design. They taught me everything little bit. And they were like, okay, now you choose. What do you want to do for the rest of the 3 years? So, because US is 4-year course, okay? And I just knew instantly. I have created a chair. Like I've actually
wow.
done drilling, and I've cut wood, laser cut wood.
Oh,
so
nice.
it was a very interesting process of how I got there, because they want to make sure, they taught us photography also. They want to make sure that, okay, the kid knows what
You're
they wanna
exposed
do.
to all of
every
this.
sphere of what
Yeah.
it takes.
And I felt like that's what helped me build Ani eventually, because I was in third year of college, the beginning of third year of my college. And then I was like, okay, I don't have to pay to someone to get my logo made. I know graphic design that much. I might not know it in depth at all, but just overall for starters, I know. Okay, I know how to just design the basic packaging. I know how to get a shoot done. Again, all on basic versions. Or kapre banana to aata hi hai. So, everything was so easy, I would say. And I feel like I would use the word privileged and lucky. I'm not ashamed of it. That lucky in the sense that I got this opportunity. Not everyone gets this opportunity. COVID happened. It was just very organic how it came off as, and that's what I like. We came off with tie-dye lounge sets, and now we are we are.
I have one of them.
Yeah, and
I'm a customer.
we are painting our own prints and shooting them all over the world. So the brand has transitioned in a very different way, and I do give credit to Parsons for it, but I feel like the biggest credit, which I'm not afraid of giving, is my team. It is not even me. It is my team. You know, the way they come up with ideas, they fight me. They're like, no, Shivani, this is gonna work, and you feel like it might not. Just let us try it out. We were a black and white brand. And now we don't even have one solid piece on our website. It's solid color piece. It's all maximal prints.
Nice.
And sometimes I feel like, this is not me. But then I'm like, this doesn't have to be me. It's the brand. It's Ani.
And after so many years, the brand has an identity, and
Yeah, it finally has an identity.
You know, and same 8 years down the line, it's not just about me at all for Stanley. We have this 86, 87 powerful young girls who
Yeah.
work all day. It's as much theirs. So, and we need to start listening to our teams. There's nothing without them. It's all thanks to them. So, we all grow together.
Exactly.
Lovely.
Like,
Okay, so tell me, guys, do you guys believe in horoscopes?
I do.
I do.
Okay,
I
you do.
have a lot of Panditjis on my
Huh.
in my phone. Someone asked me the other day, give me some numbers. I said, which one do you want? I have
Okay.
all.
So a fun fashion fact, Christian Dior was very much into horoscope and astrology and all as well. And like there's this one actor, I don't remember her name right now, but like her pre-shoot ritual is to actually get a horoscope thing done as well. Okay.
Well, I don't blame her.
So how
It's
do you
okay.
guys go about it? Like, before any event, you were like, oh, let me reach out.
No. I
think that's pushing
but
it a
that's
little
pushing
bit,
it
yeah.
now. I can't be like, I have a collection coming up. Let me get the name approved. Or
Yeah.
You do that?
No,
I think you don't do that, okay.
I can't do it. My new collection is Namaste India. It is India. Namaste. Oh, Bhagwan ji would love that.
No, yeah, same. I'm a very spiritual person. I really connect to God as my best friend.
Yeah.
And I feel like the guidance comes.
Yeah.
Though I sometimes when I'm bored, I'm like, chalo, let's get a horoscope checked. But that's like once, twice a year. But
Yeah.
Otherwise, spiritual connection is what guides me and has gotten us till here.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, so, the Met Gala is coming up. I think it's on 6th of May.
Yes.
So tell me, what are your favorite picks from the Met Gala from before? Like any of the years? You give one, you give one.
I feel like the amount of effort that goes behind into each and every outfit, it is insane. And I do not believe in criticizing the looks because it is just so sad. You know?
It's a very individualistic approach.
Yeah.
So I think fashion is very
Personal.
subjective.
Yeah, it's personal and subjective.
But is there any favorite that you have, from
I
any past
personally
year?
do not because I don't even have favorites from my own collection.
Okay.
Because I just feel like each piece has its own identity. Yeah.
And what about you?
No, I wouldn't say favorites also, but then I think Alia Bhatt won my heart last year.
yeah.
And I am very pro India and us,
Yeah.
India, like, aajkal everyone says, na, India ka zamana hai. I'm one of them because I
Nice.
really feel like we're also going to go global and India is taking over the world. So when you see like Indian stars shining and that girl has confidence and the way she pulls off everything. So I'm a big fan.
I think after becoming a mother,
Yeah.
she has some different glow
Glow,
altogether.
yeah.
She
Literally.
does.
Literally.
And that skin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
हमें भी दे दो.
Hey, you guys have a good skin.
Yeah, but I her skin all the time.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so we'll play like a fun game now before we end the podcast. Okay. So let's start the game. It's called Fashion This or That.
Okay.
And, we do some changes. So I don't essentially always give you options. But let's see how this goes, okay? Name a person you grew up admiring in the fashion space. One and one.
Anna Wintour.
Can I be very Bollywood?
Yes.
And Kareena Kapoor and no one
yes.
else.
I want to change my answer now.
You can.
I have to have multiple then.
ahead.
Madhuri Dixit.
Lovely.
I'm the
nice.
biggest Kareena Kapoor fan.
No, both are icons.
Anything what she wears, she pulls off. Like.
The Ye Jawani Hai Diwani phase of those chumki saris and lehengas. Then she danced on that
Deepika.
Ghagra
Acha,
song. No,
okay,
Madhuri
okay,
Dixit,
Madhuri.
literally.
Haan, nice.
And I was like, not that I want to wear it, but it's just, how can you pull off something like that?
It's
So,
nice to look
like
at.
a little bit of more information. What I wore to Antilla, this Manish Malhotra sari. I've had it for a very long time, and Kareena wore it to Jamnagar just 2 weeks before.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was like,
It was
she
your-
and
it was
me
your
are-
poo movement.
She
Poo
were
movement.
soul sisters. We think alike also.
Nice, lovely. Okay, so bows or corsets? Both are the talk of the town right now.
Bows.
So which one do you prefer?
Bows as in?
The ribbons, the bows.
Oh, okay. I like corsets. I like
Same
yeah.
corsets.
Okay, fine. So what's the most rewarding aspect of being a founder? In one word, if you have to name it.
I think for me is when I see the team together and I see them growing in all aspects. The way they're so motivated and they do so much for the what the brands are doing and for Stanley because of their love.
So
I think
for you, it's growth
the
and
community I
community.
think that I've built is super special.
Okay, now you tell me one quickly.
Growth is proving people wrong.
Okay.
Because, of course, like, no matter what you say, at least even if one person thought, like, this is not possible and she might not be able to do it, I feel like that is growth for me. Just
Nice.
proving people wrong.
Okay. So Birkenstock, Crocs or Hawaii chappals? Your preferred relaxed.
Birkenstocks.
Can I say none?
Yeah, you
I
can.
love
Yeah, none.
What do you like wearing then?
Heels?
No, I mean for a comfortable, relaxed.
But that's what she's
Yeah.
in PR. Raat ko
Oh.
event pe.
Controversial answer, but Orans, I think there's nothing more comfortable than that. I wear them every single day. Like mine are like overused by now.
Nice. Okay. So, earlier there were these 3 outlets which were very famous. Like when I was a kid, probably you guys were also kids. West Side, Lifestyle and Shoppers Stop. Which one did you guys
They're
go
still
to?
popular.
They're very popular, yeah, still.
No, but at that time they
I
were the
think all-
only
I think
players
all
at that
three
point.
must have gone.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
but which one was your favorite?
Shoppers Stop, I think, still if you enter and there's a really big one at City Walk,
Yeah.
you still see spot nice stuff. So I think Shoppers
Yeah.
Stop for me has always been
Okay.
yeah.
For you?
I remember Lifestyle and West Side a lot as a kid. And, like I used to buy those, my night suits, my daily kapras and everything from there. It was so comfy. The quality is amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And these last you a very long time.
Yeah. They still lasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are married and you're not married.
Yeah.
What did you wear for your wedding?
For my wedding day,
Yeah.
I wore this, there's a designer called Shobika Bhandari. So I got a custom sharara made from like a 5-piece with a belt and the longest veil. So it's very Pakistani
every
look.
and at every, there were stages at her wedding. Started with all 5 and then one you was getting off.
Yeah, my look was very Pakistani day bride with like, what do you call it? The pasa and the mantika
Yeah.
and the sharara.
Okay, fine. So you are not married and
Yeah.
she's married. If you had to, wear a designer now, which one would it be? And if you have to choose a wedding designer, what would that be?
I think I don't even think about wedding clothes right now.
No, for me, I'll stick to what I wore.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
like, we're sitting in the India Today office. Brides Today actually did a 4-page feature on my wedding. So
Oh, nice.
they were like, the pictures were so beautiful. It was
Beautiful.
all styled by me.
Yeah.
So
Nice. I write for brides today. Nice. Okay, fine. So that's it. That's the end of this game. And that's the end of the podcast as well. I hope you guys enjoyed. How was your experience?
I loved it.
super fun. We can
Yeah.
chit chat for a
I
couple
didn't
of
even
more
realize
hours.
it's a podcast. I was like,
That's the whole
rather
point.
than- We both can talk.
Yeah.
We can
sit
literally
here for
talk.
2 more hours.
Yeah.
But it's been so nice.
Yeah.
And please call us back to do this again.
No, definitely. We will call all our guests later as well.
We can mix up and have a more fun group also.
Yeah, definitely. So it was very fun for me as well. Let us know how it was for you guys, and we'll come up with a lot more interesting topics. I hope you liked this one. And please leave your feedback on 8588 966 996 or write to us on pods@indiatoday.com. Thank you. Bye.